here we are, everybody. How are you? So it's been a while. There's a little echo in here. We are below St. Leonard's Church. We're with Michael Della Penna. That's how I know him. We grew up with him here in the North End. This is Father Mike. He is a part of the Catholic Church. He is our pastor here at St. Leonard's Church in the North End of Boston. It's located on Salem and also Hanover. The entrance is Hanover, but there's also a side entrance on Salem, which we used to go as kids. Michael, we just want to talk about the origins. I know you got a calling, I don't know what age. What age were you when you got this calling?
22.
22 years old. Oh, excuse the hat. We are below the church with permission with my Father Mike. It's okay, you said so.
Of course.
Wow, that's fairly young. Now, did you go to college?
Yes, I was at Bridgewater State College, actually with Father Rick.
That's right.
Ralph Martinetti was there,
Oh,
Stephen
my
Bella. So we were
Sidekicks.
crew was over there.
Sidekick. So, well, Father Rick is Ricky Martinetti, another good friend of mine, another person that grew up here in the North End. And Michael and Rick just got the calling kind of at the same time. Was it the same time?
Yeah, exactly the same time.
At the same moment. May I ask?
Of course.
Where and how did it happen for both of you? And why did it happen? Like,
Great
why
question.
did you go to this place?
Great question. You know, we were in college. We were rooming next door to one another.
Okay.
He woke me up in like the middle of the night, Anthony, knocking on my door, feeling called to go to a place called Medjugorje. My response was, Medjugorje, what? Never heard that word in my life, Anthony. And I see Rick looking at me, crying, feeling this compulsion, you know, to go. He felt compelled. I have to go to this place. So of course, I'm like, I'm going. Didn't know where it was. And he convinced his whole family. We go there September of 1989. Our lives changed.
Was it a dream that he had and you felt compelled?
No,
I mean,
that's a
you
great,
just woke up with the...
Anthony, was more than that.
And why that place? Did he know already about it?
Yes, great question. Yeah, great question.
Trying my best,
that's
everyone.
right.
He's very flattered.
So
Isn't he?
yeah, well, you're asking the right. You know, so you know Uncle Steve.
Yeah.
Fasano.
Yeah,
He had
absolutely.
gone there earlier, and he had come back. And Rick would. I didn't know this, but Rick had said he came back with this piece. You know that was different.
Sorry.
Yeah. So Rick recognized something was different, and that was the beginning.
Was
And
he
then-
going? Was he going through something before he went? In other
well-
words, he came back with this piece, meaning that before he went, he didn't have it.
No, I guess, well, you know,
I mean, we all
Uncle Steve
struggle,
was
so-
always part of the church,
Right,
always going on
right.
these retreats, pilgrimages, things like that. But Rick said this was different. You know, he came back and he felt he had changed. You
So
know?
he actually
So that was
connected.
significant. Yeah, that was different.
Made differences.
Sure.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
And so when Rick came to me that night, I was usually downstairs in my girlfriend's room, usually, which is so funny.
Oh,
And,
wait a minute, everybody. Are you shocked? You know,
Scandalized.
that's the whole
No,
reason
no
when you get a
scandal.
call is when
Well, we were in
it's
college,
just,
a regular guy in college, you know, like we all, you know.
no need to explain. Look, it's like the apostles.
right.
Look, they were married. They had family, and they left everything behind. That's what made them great. When you leave back, you leave behind like what you love so much, right? We love what? Women. We love money. We love clothes. We love beautiful things. When you're able to give, when you've had it and give it up, wow. If you've never had it, then it's easy, right? It must be. But if you had it and you gave it up, that's what makes it very, very special, very true. That's the sacrifice he made. So, you know, please,
That was
I'm sorry.
in April. And he felt called to go. He convinces his whole family, like I said. So we wound up going, 8 of us, in September of 1989. But you want to hear a funny side story? You know Ralph.
Yeah.
Ralph was always...
All these people he talks about are all North End
Oh,
people.
yeah.
Back then, we knew 99% of the North End people, if
Oh,
not by
yeah.
name, by face.
Sure.
So, excuse us if we just kind of talk and you don't know who we're talking about. They're just neighborhood guys, just so you know.
So we go to the dog track. I kid you not. And I did the best I've ever done in my life. We won about $1,500 each.
Wow.
But it was
In
separate.
'89?
In 1989, and Anthony, it was like trifectas, Cornell, this and that. We just did a great. We were just college kids, you know, and that paid for our trip to Midway.
So you convert. So you think about it.
Yep.
He went gambling, which is it's an advice, but God works in mysterious
well,
ways,
that's
and
the truth.
with that money they won.
I'm not advocating that
They
I
went to
used
this
to get
beautiful
money,
place,
but
and
that's how we did back
without
in the
that
day.
money, maybe
you know,
you
we needed
next
money.
thing on the path.
And,
So go ahead. I'm sorry.
No,
I
so
just these are all new to me. So this is all live. Nobody's discussed. And it's amazing to me. So I'm getting to know a friend of mine that I've known my whole life, but I haven't obviously known as well as I thought.
Anthony, I came back confused, in the sense that I knew I had experienced something. I felt like, you could say it this way maybe, like I knew for sure God was real after that pilgrimage, meaning the Eucharist, Mary, the church. We always were born, bred. We knew God was real. We go to church, whatever. But this was something different, like deepened that reality. I was like, oh my God, like everything is real. But I was still involved with all of that other world.
Yeah.
So I was like half a foot in here and a foot in here. So one day I'd be getting drunk, partying, hanging out, whatever. And the next day I'd be like, I want to give my whole self to God. Now that I know it is real, now that I know, He's who I'm going to be with for the rest of eternity, God willing. I was like, wow, I want to give you the gift of, that you gave me. I want to offer it back.
But you were dealing with a tug of war, right?
I was a mess.
Right.
I was a mess, and
Right, for sure, I can
I'd be,
imagine.
one night I'd be drunk, one night I'd be like, wait a minute, I want to give myself to God. Then I was like, no, I want to party. So it was a real confusing time for me.
Every day must have been, I don't know,
Yeah, it was crazy.
up and down.
It was crazy.
Wow, that's incredible. That's incredible to think. Because Michael would, he grew up and we would go drinking on the park. You've heard in episodes, we had big parties. Everybody would come in the summertime. We'd go swimming down the pool illegally. We'd climb over the fence that they would set up at night. We met girls. We did things like that. We played basketball in the BNBL. I mentioned that in episodes. Mike was just a regular guy. Not that he's not a regular guy. He's more than just a regular guy now. I'm just a regular guy. So
I was trying to make sense of it, like how to integrate that experience into my life. How do they go together?
Yes.
And it wasn't immediately obvious.
So now you go to, I can't even pronounce it. I hate
Medjugorje.
Medjugorje. So you go now. You and Father Rico.
Yes.
Ricky Manuel.
And so there was 8 of us, Anna, his 2 uncles, Laureen.
Okay.
And we have an amazing experience. Lots of things happened, but I would say primarily there was a otherworldly or supernatural peace that I felt, that we all felt in our heart, Anthony. I always describe it like I felt like Jesus was like right around the corner. Like so real, palpable, like you could feel like, wow, it was like heaven on earth. Yeah. But it was like a good, like euphoria. It was like, oh my gosh, like it's all real. God is really present. God really loves me. And a number of things happened to each of us that kind of like accentuated or opened our eyes or deepened our faith.
Stories. This is episode Father Mike. Recently I seen the movie Father Stu. I seen Michael about maybe 10 days ago, a week ago, 2 weeks ago. We were sitting down and it was like a revelation, so to speak. And I said, wow, all the things I've done, because North End Stories isn't just about me, obviously. It's about the people I grew up with, the people that made the North End, the businesses in the North End that I grew up around that are still here. Just the heart and soul of the North End is what I just mentioned. So that being said, it came to me, wow, what a beautiful story Michael has. This is Michael Della Penna, everybody, known as Father Mike. He's our priest here at the parish of St. Leonard's. This is St. Leonard's is in the North End. It's been around since when, Michael? Do you know the
1873, we're celebrating our 150th anniversary this year. So the immigrants came over and they started it, and it used to be just St. Anthony's. This downstairs was the original. Where we are now, how appropriate what we're doing right now. It started just here on the bottom. The top came later, Anthony.
So like the steeple and all that stuff?
That was all later. This is
So they built on
1873.
top of it, or they destroyed it and built
They
again?
built on top.
Oh my God.
So where we
I can't
are right
believe it.
now could not be more appropriate for our 150th anniversary. Thank you very much.
I didn't realize
I love
this
what
was
you
that old.
do. I love the legacy you're leaving. I love the stories that you're leaving us with, so that they're
I just have
immortalized.
fun.
Like we can always look back at it. And so thank you for the opportunity to share it
No,
with you.
Michael, honestly, we all thank you. I can do this on my own, but Michael's doing this for you on camera, and
love
hopefully
what
a
you
lot of
do. I
people will
love how
see
you
it.
do it.
And he's gonna touch people, because it's like I look at it like this: like Jesus said this, just because you say yes to the Lord does not mean you do His bidding. Well, he says yes to the Lord and he does his bidding. So
Sometimes.
think about that. Well, and that's what makes him great.
You know, like
he's a human being.
we're all in a process. You know, like well, God's not done with us.
Yeah, let
so
people
we're-
know. Like he's a
Yeah.
human being. You know, he's a
sure.
priest.
Sure.
Yeah, and he believes, and that's what his thing is, right? Yeah, that's what we. It's a job. No, it's not a job. It's who he is. But he's also a human being,
We're all striving.
and he probably
We're on
struggles
our journey,
more than we
on
think.
our journey, you know.
But every
together.
day he fights the struggle, don't you?
Sure.
And so we
With God's
struggle,
grace.
don't we? We struggle with paying our rent or
Amen.
anger or
And we
heartbreak.
support and learn from one another.
Exactly. But you're going to keep going, right? Sylvester Stallone, Rocky Balboa said it the best. Not how hard you can hit, it's how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. And that's absolutely true when it comes to life and religion, because you have your ups and downs in religion, just like you do in
Anthony,
everyday
that's the
life.
resurrection.
It's true.
You, the Father, the Son, and the most Holy Spirit. Amen. Go in peace. Saint Michael the Archangel, defend us in battle, and be our protection against the wickedness and the snares of the devil. May God from heaven only pray, and until now, by the power of God, cast into hell Satan and all the evil spirits who wander throughout the world, seeking the ruin of souls. Amen.